will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
We're starting in the United States, where at least 10 people have been in the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. That death toll having been revised upwards just over.
Some of the most prestigious people in Hollywood have been among the casualties of the devastating wildfires that have swept across Los Angeles, reducing entire neighborhoods to ash and leaving a trail of destruction. As the smoke clears, whispers of something much more sinister than the flames themselves have started to surface. Might these fires be more than natural calamities, or might they be a part of a bigger plot to destroy evidence linked to one of the most controversial people in the entertainment industry? Common Shan Diddy?
Said before, they said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm, and out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence and get this.
Diddy's name has been in the news a lot lately due to a growing number of accusations, including lawsuits and startling criminal charges. Given that his legal disputes are currently making news, the claims depict a guy who allegedly exploited his riches and power to exert control over and injure others around him. People on the internet are wondering if the destruction could be connected to the continuing investigations into Diddy's alleged wrongdoings. Are these fires just coincidences, or is there something more sinister at work? The timing of these deadly flames has inspired wild speculation every day.
And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent until proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent until proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent until proven.
To begin with, Diddy's social circle has long been associated with the names of the several celebrities whose homes have been destroyed in these fires. More Mandy, Anna Faris. A few well-known people whose homes were destroyed by the flames include Jeff Bridges and Paris Hilton. Although most believe that these losses are terrible outcomes of a natural catastrophe, some perceive them as strategically timed incidents that might shield particular people from investigation. After all, the destruction of tangible evidence could be a game changer when dealing with accusations as serious as those made against Diddy.
Thousands of homes and other structures have been damaged or destroyed. AccuWeather estimates the damage is expected to be worth at least $135 billion. It could go as high as $150 billion. And the National Guard has been deployed amid.
Consider the reports of Diddy's infamous parties, which were lavish, exclusive events that allegedly happened in some of the most opulent homes in Los Angeles. These parties were allegedly more than just parties, with allegations of shocking behavior and dubious activities taking place at some of the homes that have burnt down. According to reports, the locations of these incidents were down where the flames may have neatly destroyed any evidence that investigators could have been looking for. Theories like these are generating a lot of discussion online, with many people pointing out how coincidental the timing is.
Information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocate.
However, it doesn't end there. Speculation on social media regarding the FBI's possible role in keeping an eye on Diddy and his circle is raging. According to some, the fire started as federal officials were encroaching on strategic sites connected to the ongoing inquiry. A post on X that went viral earlier, known as Twitter, asserted, a claim that has since been refuted, that Diddy's Los Angeles mansion was scheduled to be examined within days of the fire that allegedly destroyed it. The post still did not include Diddy's mansion in the route of the fire, strengthened the increasing view that these fires weren't accidental.
Was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying.
Insiders have added to the rumors by pointing out that a number of Diddy's former employees and colleagues in the industry have been strangely quiet during the turmoil. For example, Paris Hilton, who lost her Malibu house, has not made any public remarks. Beyond letting her sorrow out, could this quiet? In the same vein, Mandy Moore, who also lost a lot in the fires, has refrained from discussing her previous ties to the Diddy social scene. Some people think this reserve is telling, especially considering how serious the current probe is.
There is a new fire, unfortunately, in West Hills, pushing into Ventura County, and we are expecting this fire to rapidly spread due to high winds. This is a reminder that this is a very dynamic situation that can change.
An anonymous source who claims to have attended one of Diddy's alleged gatherings provided the most convincing piece of this puzzle in the form of leaked testimony. The source claimed that the events were carefully planned, with every detail of the plan to keep what happened secret. The source also described elaborate lighting. If such reports are accurate, any tangible evidence of these occurrences would be vital to investigators. The thought that such evidence could now lie in ashes is enough to raise suspicions. To ensure that nothing could be recorded, soundproof rooms and a strict no-phones policy were put in place.
Played the biggest part, especially with the flying ambers. I mean, I remember seeing ambers just shooting over my head like, oh my gosh, that's somebody's house, that's someone's property.
The list of names that are making the rounds online as celebrities who have been connected to Diddy through these events is even more fascinating. It resembles a Hollywood who's who. Bank Leonardo, DiCaprio, Jay-Z. Although none of these people have been charged with any crimes, their mere affiliation with Diddy has drawn criticism, including Jennifer Lopez and Usher, to mention a few. Is this just unfounded rumors stoked by the internet's ravenous appetite? Or may the fires have destroyed material that could incriminate some of these listers and activities they prefer to keep hidden? For controversy, one of the most talked about names on the list is Usher, who in a previous interview that Razor first posted online discussed his encounters with Diddy when he was a teenager. Although Usher did not go into detail about what he witnessed, the video has sparked conjecture about what actually transpired behind closed doors. Usher claimed to have seen things that were shocking and eye-opening while staying at Diddy's house. Usher recently removed a number of posts from his former account, raising questions about if he's attempting to disassociate himself from the escalating controversy.
So, I don't have a lot of memories of my father. They say, you can't miss something you never had. So, that's only a little ways right, There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my.
Justin Bieber, who was once mentored by Diddy early in his career, is another name that has been making waves. Although Bieber has not responded to the accusations made against Diddy, his spokesperson recently said that he is concentrating on his family and avoiding the drama. This hasn't stopped Bieber from. Online rumors regarding Bieber's involvement, or lack thereof, are rife with speculation about what he might have seen while under Diddy's wing. Some people think he was a victim, while others think he was only a bystander to the mayhem.
Subside somewhat, which will allow fire crews to increase containment lines. However, and I want to be very clear here as well, we are still under red flag warning with extreme fire behavior.
Additionally, the silence of other powerful Hollywood figures is deafening. For instance, Megan Fox deleted all of her Instagram and X accounts, which sparked speculation about her possible involvement with Diddy's parties. Similarly, Kardashian's previous remarks about going to one of Diddy's renowned gatherings have come back to life. In a video from years ago, Khloe revealed that half of the guests at a party were nude. While this may be written off as hyperbole, the date of the event has further heightened the fervor.
We can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time,
There is no hard proof that these two scandals are related, but there is an officer who allegedly compared Diddy's alleged actions to those of Jeffrey Epstein in a statement to Newsmax. The officer said that Diddy's gatherings featured a similar group of people, including some of the same names that were listed in Epstein's infamous Black Book. Social media went into overdrive because of the analogy alone, and the officer's remarks have only reinforced the notion that the fires might have been a planned action to safeguard a network of influential individuals. The fire's timing is especially dubious in light of the forthcoming release of the Peacock documentary Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, which is rumored to feature never-before-seen footage and interviews with individuals who have collaborated extensively with Diddy over the years. Could the fires have been a preemptive strike to undermine the documentaries, revelations, or are we just searching for connections where none exist? In any case, the synchronicity is difficult to overlook, and many people are wondering what additional secrets might still be hidden, either literally or figuratively.
Ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life.
One thing is certain as the conspiracy theories continue to swirl. Whether the fires were a coincidence or part of a larger cover-up, they have added yet another layer of intrigue to an already explosive story. Their impact on the investigation into Diddy's alleged crimes cannot be overstated. The destruction of potential evidence combined with the renewed scrutiny of his social circle has left the public hungry. The only time to find out what will happen next in this unfolding saga. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, the mystery is as thick as the smoke that still hangs over Los Angeles. As we dig deeper into the specifics of what supposedly happened on it, the story takes a darker turn. Diddy's notoriety, events, how did the allegations against Diddy relate to the narrative surrounding Shah? The rumors, testimonials, and disturbing assertions depict a world that is far different from the glamour and glitz of Hollywood. Diddy's communications take a much darker turn when you begin to investigate the alleged horrors that allegedly occurred at his infamous gatherings. These were not your average Hollywood parties, although they did have the glitz and glamour of luxury venues, designer clothes, and celebrities on the outside, but insiders say that what transpired behind closed doors was much more disturbing. Over the years, these gatherings have developed a reputation for being highly controlled, secretive, and, as some claim, deeply unsettling.
All the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone.
First, what we purport to know about these occurrences according to court documents and leaked testimony, they were well-planned gatherings that reportedly lasted several days and involved the level of planning that only someone with Diddy's resources could pull off. They were frequently referred to as freak-offs, a term that has been in the news recently. These events were carefully planned to satisfy Diddy's every need with his staff. Having important roles in making sure things went without a hitch, these parties have been characterized by anonymous sources as chaotic and almost dystopian, with some alleging that guests were coerced into engaging in activities they may not have found comfortable. The amount of preparation that allegedly went into these events is astounding. According to insiders, different lighting configurations were employed to foster a certain mood, with rooms illuminated by red light to indicate specific activities. Soundproofing was purportedly placed in specific locations to protect privacy, and guests were told not to bring their phones or any recording equipment. This rule, which is common at high-profile events, has taken on a darker meaning in the wake of recent accusations. It made sure that nothing could be recorded, leaving little evidence behind. When you think about it, that degree of secrecy only serves to increase conjecture about what actually transpired at these events.
Possible, right? But now this judge has an even harder time, I think, because the past judge locked him up, didn't let him out, and he's still there available for trial. If the new judge lets him out on bond and something goes wrong, and this isn't the analysis that I'm proud to make, right? We shouldn't be saying, well, judges are worried about their own skin and how they look if
A former employee's testimony, which has since been a focus of the investigation, contains some of the most disturbing information. The employee alleged that Diddy's team would supply these events with a variety of products, including an excessive amount of baby oil. Public attention has been drawn to this peculiarly specific detail, with many people wondering why such things were required in such a huge. During a raid on one of Diddy's properties, police allegedly found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil among other items. While some may consider this a strange inclination, others see it as a part of a much bigger picture. What's even more concerning is the way these events are organized. According to leaked reports, Diddy's inner circle would be responsible for overseeing every facet of the occurrences, from the reservation of opulent hotel attire to setting up intravenous treatments to aid guests in recuperating from exhausting experiences. Investigators are still attempting to determine why the coordination was so meticulous, but some insiders have compared it to a high-budget movie production team. Everything was planned to perfection.
Investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
The accusations don't end there. Witness reports depict a setting where people felt pressured to follow whatever was going on and boundaries were dissolved. One anonymous attendee characterized the gatherings as a free-for-all where anything could happen. Several accounts have echoed this feeling of unease, implying that these events were far from the carefree celebrations they were portrayed as. Another person said that the atmosphere was so intense that it was hard to tell who was truly enjoying themselves and who felt pressured to stay. The issue around the guest list, it's no secret that Diddy has long been associated with some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry, from Grammy-winning musicians to A-list actors. His social circle is a who's who of Hollywood, but how many of these people knew what they were getting into when they attended these events? And more importantly, how many of them chose to look the other way? One name that has come up multiple times in discussions about these events is Usher, as we previously mentioned. Although he hasn't given specifics, he has previously talked about spending time at Diddy's house as a teenager and seeing things that were, in his words, wild. A renewed examination of Reezer's ties with Diddy has resulted from his retractions of previous statements. It's unclear whether Usher's recent removal of a significant number of posts from his social media accounts was a coincidence or a calculated act, but it has undoubtedly increased the intrigue and sparked rumors that he may be attempting to remove himself from the scandal.
Their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things.
Although Justin Bieber has not publicly addressed the accusations against Diddy, his spokesperson recently said that he is concentrating on his family and avoiding the drama. Despite this, the internet has continued to speculate about what Bieber might have seen while hanging out with Diddy. May he have important knowledge about what actually transpired at these events? Or is he just a helpless spectator caught in the middle of a media flurry? The intrigue is only heightened by the ambiguity. But others besides Bieber and Usher have also been in the news. Megan Fox, who had previously attended a number of Diddy's events, recently deleted her Instagram and X accounts, which fueled gossip about her. In a video that has been going viral online, Khloe Kardashian's previous remarks about going to one of Diddy's gatherings have also come back to light, suggesting a possible connection to the scandal. Even while Khloe's description of a party where she said half of the attendees were nude may be written off as hyperbole, the timing of the Reezer facing has simply fueled the flames.
Real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there.
According to court documents, the most disturbing part of these gatherings is the assertion that some attendees were not there voluntarily. There are claims that people were forced or tricked into attending events they would have otherwise avoided. And if these claims are accurate, it could indicate that the gatherings were not simply about excess and indulgence, but something much more concerning because the FBI's involvement in the case shows that investigators are taking these claims seriously. Reports show that federal agents have spoken with dozens of witnesses and are going through mountains of evidence, including electronic communications, financial records, and even surveillance footage from some of these meetings. But the recent fires in Los Angeles have complicated their work. If any tangible evidence was kept at Diddy or his associates' properties, it may be lost forever. This has sparked a lot of conjecture that the fires were started on purpose to destroy incriminating material, but there is no hard proof to back up this theory, and the timing is definitely suspicious.
Very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
This is made much more difficult by the sheer number of well-known people who have been connected to Diddy over the years. Names like Leonardo DiCaprio and Beyoncé are on the so-called Diddy list that has been making the rounds online. While none of these people have been charged with any crimes, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, and numerous others have been linked to Diddy, which has sparked a lot of conjecture about whether they were aware of what transpired at these events. And if so, why haven't they spoken up? The silence of Hollywood's elite is deafening, and it only heightens public curiosity as the fires in Los Angeles continue to burn in people's minds. Could these fires be a sinister attempt to destroy evidence, or are they just a tragic coincidence? The truth is still hazy, and there are countless hypotheses about why Hollywood's elite have remained silent. Is it a sign of complicity or just a wish to escape the scandal? Are these fires, in your opinion, a cover-up of some kind, or are we exaggerating a natural disaster? Let's continue the discussion until the next time, so please leave your ideas in the comments section below. Be inquisitive and never stop seeking the truth.